Hello family, welcome back to my channel. Guys, I'm so grateful and thank you for all the love and the support. So in this tutorial, I thought it wise that why don't I show you guys how to cut and fold in your bottom overlap on your shirt. Okay, so in this tutorial it's going to be really simple and quick. All right, so what I need is your concentration. Okay, so I hope that you pay attention because this is really simple and I haven't really seen a tutorial on this, so I thought why don't I do that for you guys. So quickly I cut out my pattern paper. Okay, and this is, let's assume that this is my center line and the top is my starting line. Okay, so I'm just going in to mark my starting line like so, and then right from the um, paper I'm marking in 2.5 inches. Okay, you can do 3 inches, you can do 1.5 inch, you can do 2 inches depending on your choice. So in this video I want the shirt or the bottom to be quite heavy, but I don't want to use an interface to make it thick, so I'm going to be folding in with my fabric. Okay, but you can go ahead and then use 2 inches, 1.5 inch. You can even use as much as 3 inches. It depends on what you like. So after drawing this, I am going to quickly label this as my center front, as you have seen. Okay, so right from that I am going to be starting with the markings of my neck depth and width from that center front line. Okay, so I started marking from that line and not from the starting of the paper. Okay, so this is my neck. Okay, I'm just going to round this up. Yes, so guys, after marking my neck, the next thing is to begin with the overlap. Okay, so I'm going to be marking 1/2 inch away from the center line. Okay, from the allowance that we left in the front, okay, I'm going to mark 1/2 inch. You can do 3/4 inches, but I prefer 1/2 inch. Okay, yes, that is what I prefer. So making 1/2 inch makes my life a lot more easier that way. Making 1/2 inch makes my life more easier when I'm folding in my shirt. Okay, so I'm just connecting the points that I've made right away from the center line. So I'm connecting my 0.5 inches points that I have created into a straight line, and I'm going to indicate 0.5 inches on this line. Okay, so that I know that this line is 0.5 inches away from the center line. So the next line I'm going to create is 1 inches. All right, so I'm marking 1 inches away from the 0.5 inches line that I've created. I'm just connecting this right now to make it a straight line, to make it into a straight line. So guys, don't worry, every line that I'm creating here, I'm going to show you exactly how to fold it. In fact, this is the simplest way to mark it out so that you fold it right exactly on that line. Okay, so I'm indicating 1 inch. Sorry, my camera gets a bit blurry at some point. I don't know why, but I hope you guys can still like see whatever is going on. So it's left at 1 inch. You can leave it like that, but I choose to mark 0.75 inches in, no, out rather. Okay, from my 1 inch line that I've created, I am marking 0.75 inches. It's not really necessary at this point, but I feel that the rest of the 0.25 inches left, I can really like fold in my rough edges, assuming I am doing this directly on my fabric. Okay, I can fold in, it will help me fold in my rough edges in really well. That is why I divided this into 0.5 inches and the rest is just 0.25 inches. Okay, so I'm indicating 0.75 inches on the third line that I've created, and the last line obviously is 0.25 inches, because 1 inch and then you subtract 0.75 inch, you have 0.25 inches in. So this is 0.075, this is 1 inch, this is 0.75, and the last one is 0.25 inch. So that is going to be hiding the rough edges in. All right, so cut times 2 of this, remember it's the right and then the left. Okay, so guys, I started folding this in, but I lost footages. So assuming you are doing this on your fabric, you notch. Okay, you notch both the front and then the back. All right, so after notching, I try to fold this in, but like I said, I lost footages. All right, so what you want to do right now is the markings that we've created. Okay, you begin by folding in the first one. Okay, so after folding my 0.25 inches in, I'm going to be folding my 0.75 inch in, so you guys get a fair idea of where I'm going. Okay, I've notched and now I am folding this in. So after folding in my 1 inch finally, now the rest of the 0.5 inches that I have left is going to serve as the overlapping for the front. Okay, the rest is serving as the seam allowances, or let's say the folding allowance. Yes, so I'm going to begin by doing the same thing. This time around I am folding in slowly so that you guys will get a fair idea of where I'm coming from. So assuming this is the right side of my fabric, obviously this is going to be the wrong side. So I am going to be folding. First of all, I have notched, so even without marking, I'm still going to use the notch as a folding guide. Okay, so it is really important that you notch. So the first one I'm folding in is 0.25. Okay, yes, just like that. Now we move to the next notch. Okay, that is 0.75 inches. All right, so you move to that and then you fold in. So after folding in my 0.25, I am moving to the next notch, this 0.75 inches that I am folding in right now. Okay, so after doing this, also after folding your 0.75, you guys know the next to fold in. So now you're going to be tackling the 1 inch. So I'm folding in by 1 inch. Okay, yes, so you fold in by 1 inch like so, just like I did for the first part. Okay, there is no difference. Whatever you do to A, you do to B. Whatever you do to right, you do to left. Okay, so I am folding in 1 inch. Right, so after folding in this 1 inch, obviously I have folded 3 inside and it's left with only 1. Okay, so it's left with my 0.5 inches. All right, so with this 0.5 inches now, that is serving as the overlap. Remember, it's serving as the overlap. All right, so you can just quickly place your tape measure like that and then mark out 0.5 inches again. Okay, because you are going to be folding this on that line. You are going to be putting your left or your right on that line. So if you're drafting a male pattern or a female pattern, female shirt, male shirt, this applies to you. Okay, so you can do it either way if you want. So I'm just quickly marking in another 0.5 inches. This 0.5 inches is just a guide. Okay, you don't need to mark it on your fabric. You can just eyeball it, or you can just feel with your hand. Okay, underneath, okay, where that 1 inch is, fall underneath. So you pick this right here, and then you place it on that mark that we created away from the center line. Okay, so now the center, okay, the center line is going to sit right in the middle. Okay, so that is where you're going to be inserting your bottom, okay, on that center line. Okay, so when you carry up your other part of the shirt, you put it half an inch away from the center line. Okay, so I'm just marking my buttons like that, no big deal at all. Okay, yeah, so that you guys will have a fair idea of what I mean. So you see this 1 inches thickness, okay, it's also reflecting on the other side like that. So you just go ahead and match them together. Okay, so either way, either left or right, you lift this up, and then you make sure that it matches, this side matches the 1 inches under. Okay, so yes, it should match this side like that. Right, so lift it up and let it fall on that 1 inches under, and then you've created the overlap. So you do the same thing to the neck area. You lift the edge up, and then it falls under that 1 inch, okay, under. So the center line is just going to remain in the center, and that is where you are going to be inserting your bottoms and your bottom holes. All right, so guys, thank you for joining me in this tutorial. Like I said, it's very easy. I love you all. I'm going to see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye bye.